I did a video about time speeding up, but I took it down because there's a discrepancy with where the sun actually is on the app, because they're not accurate. If you hold your app up, it's not exactly pointing at where the sun actually is. So what I was saying is that in September of 2023, the sun was at the feet of Virgo for over a week. And I thought that was a little strange. How can the sun stay in one spot for a week? That's what the app was saying. Is the app right? It should be. And all the apps are saying the same thing. So my problem was that, one, if the sun is in the same place, that means the earth has slammed on brakes, and we know that's not possible, right? That's stupid. So if that's not the case, then how is it that the sun is showing up in the same place? Well, I have a theory, in case you haven't been following my videos, that we live inside of a primer field. And the primer field has a flat plane. It's a torus field that has a flat bottom, like a donut, and the bottom of the donut is flat, and it's an accretion disk. And this is scientific. There's a vortex at the center. It has a black hole. It projects light, and we will see the sun and the moon as plasma in the sky. These things are moving in circles because it is spinning. The stars are spinning because the constellations are all part of this toroidal field. And if you go through some kind of shift or magnetic change, flux, it starts speeding up faster. If it's tilted like this, it's going to go slow, but as it moves up like that, it would go faster like a top, right? Wouldn't that make sense in terms of physics? So this is in alignment with the shift, the solar flash. If things start speeding up and things go to the next level, you'll get a big solar flash, and then you'll have a quantum jump into the next dimensional plane. All theory, of course, for your entertainment purposes only. People are saying, Carrie, the days get shorter in the winter. Don't you know that? You're so stupid. Yeah, I do know that, actually. Thank you. But scientists are actually saying the days, 24-hour period, is getting shorter by a few seconds all the time. What could that possibly mean? How could it be that the Earth is speeding up around the sun? That's what it would have to mean if the days are getting shorter, right? How could the Earth speed up around the sun? Doesn't that defy entropy? Doesn't that defy physics? It's just like this new moon that's coming into Earth that we're told is on its way into our solar system. How does the moon come in, be pulled in by the Earth, and then escape the moon's pull? Oh, because it's exactly the right size and mass and distance and speed. I just think it's a little odd that we're all seeing two suns and two moons in the sky, and I'm saying they're all luminaries and they're celestial bodies that are produced by the plasma field, and yeah, suddenly NASA's like, hey, there's going to be another moon in the sky. Now, a lot of you people are saying, oh, it's Nibiru. There's another solar system that came into our solar system. I don't buy that. I don't believe that, because I believe in the geocentric model, and I don't believe that there's solid things up there. They're not solid bodies. Now, what is an asteroid when it comes down and hits the ground and destroys everything? That's pretty real, right? Yeah, but we don't know where that came from. Just because we don't think that there's a void up there with a bunch of spinning balls that are actual solid objects doesn't mean that up there is not vast and doesn't have a lot of shit in it. So let's get back to the whole time speeding up thing. So if the sun were spinning around up there and it began to spin faster, it would catch up with one of the constellations, whereas before it was in kind of retrograde, moving backwards through the zodiac sign. Now, as it's moving faster, it kind of stays up with Virgo longer, or whatever constellation it appears to be in. If you'll notice, during the eclipse last year, I did a video saying, hey everybody, the moon and the sun are not aligned during the eclipse. That's kind of a problem, isn't it? I got 4 million views on that because people were like, yeah. The sun was in Pisces, but it was an Aries eclipse. How do you figure that one out? Everybody's saying, well, it's just the calendar's off. Well, if the calendar's off, it's been off for thousands of years. Because if you go back 1,000 years on the app, it's exactly in the same spot that it's always been. You may say, well, that should show you right there that it's always been there. So why do you think it's different? Because what I'm saying is as the sun circles in and out, it's moving faster. So it's just a couple weeks behind or a week behind, which means It's still in the same constellation, but it's going to be in a different spot in the constellation because it's moving out faster and in faster. You see, as the sun moves in, it follows a certain zodiac trail, and then as it moves out in the flat earth model, it follows another spiral of zodiacs, signs, constellations, and then it goes back in again. So if it's moving faster, it's still going over the same zodiac signs, but it's going faster, so it's going to be further along or further behind in that zodiac sign, in that constellation. So what I was trying to do is find out where the sun actually is in the constellation, and the app says it's in exactly the same spot that it was last year at the very same time. And I just find that a little odd. In other words, you can't trust it because it's not accurate. You don't actually really know where the fucking sun is. See, we're talking about seconds, so it's not going to be like we're going to really notice, except for maybe if it was like a week behind, we would notice the weather seems a little off, like the leaves are turning yellow early, or there's cool weather here in Florida, and yet the sun is intensely hot and blasting out the sky really big. What's going on? Well, the sun is hot because they're spraying something in the sky. And by they, I mean either humans or somebody else, to either hurt people or help people. We don't know which. But we do know there's some shit going on in our skies that is not normal. So let me break this down. I personally believe that we're going through a shift, that the sun is speeding up in vibration, that it's changing frequencies, that they are also spraying the skies, that there are powers that be that are here to help us, and they're trying to make less radiation because of the fact that the sun is changing. This is actually backed up by Ashayana Dean, in fact. And then you've got humans here that would be taking advantage of that, obviously to serve their own agenda, if this were a real video with real information and knowledge and not just for your entertainment purposes only. Is there anything to be afraid of? No. I mean, you can be afraid if you want to, but not from any of this, because it's just stuff happening, that's all. And it's good to be aware of what's going on in your environment and try to work out what is actually happening. And if the sun is changing frequency, you need to change your frequency so you can harmonically resonate with what's going on. The goal is to protect your Merkaba energy body by staying in a state of harmonic resonance, which is love and peace. Why? Because it feels better. Are we all going to die? Yeah, we always do. But here's the thing. If you're in a state of love and lucidity and your expanded consciousness when you leave this world, and you know exactly how you want to make your next experience, and you're not trapped in fear or attachment to the material realm, then that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to go into a new experience that matches your vibration. And if you don't, and there's nothing there, and there's just nothingness, and you just sleep forever, then that's great too. You won't even know it. So there's nothing to worry about. Much ado about nothing. Oh, what's the answer to the question? Is time speeding up? There's no such thing as time. There's just vibration.